stop your shit. I'm the shit, just give it up. Everything is okay, even when I'm not. Time to bring it to the table.
Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy, okay? Everything is okay. What up, y'all? Tuesday edition, after the holiday. Shout out to Martin Luther King and his birthday, of course. You know what I mean? Even though that's kind of odd, we celebrate his birthday in January, but Black History Month is in February. I guess it was a rollout. Yo, what up?
What up, Gilly?
I got my man Cali Mike in the building. Burr, 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 burr. You got that camera? That camera.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to have him. Yo, what up, nigga? How you been?
I'm good. How you doing, Gilly?
Same shit, ain't shit. Fucking working through my back out on Friday.
I heard.
Yo, that shit sucks when you throw your back out, bro. Oh my god. Like, I got a pinched nerve. I got sciatica. And I got a pinched nerve. But when this shit turns on, bro, it turns the fuck on. I'm like, oh my god.
Now, you were telling me it was more your lower back. Like, is when you, like, how often would you say you throw your back out? Like, every couple months?
Yeah, like twice a year the most.
You know, I used to throw my back out a lot in high school, and...
Twice a year, as you can see it.
And they couldn't figure out why. And then finally I realized it because I wasn't drinking enough water. Mostly when I was like 16, 17, playing football in high school. That type of thing.
That might be a problem, though. Cause
I don't know what your water intake situation is. I figure that you probably drink, you know... People drink more in the summer, obviously, because they're replenishing their fluids more and stuff because you sweat it out more. But
yeah, I probably don't. I mean... I probably don't drink water as much as I should. Water-based stuff, I do drink a lot, though. Like, you know, iced tea and shit like that. But it's more sugar in there than anything, correct?
But not like straight bottled water.
I mean, like maybe once a day. Yeah, once a day. Once a day I'll throw back. But that sounds like it could be the problem for me. The fact that I don't consume enough water.
I mean, I don't know, like, how heavy the stuff you have to lift either. Like, what's the most you'll have to lift in, like, 50 pounds here?
Nah. We ain't talking, like... I don't know, maybe 40, 50, maybe the most at CVS. But, like, it's not that heavy lifting. I think it's more or less your body is a machine, right? So when you can upgrade your machine by working it out. So by working it out, you can upgrade it by putting yourself through cardio. See, I've done my job for so long, it's muscle memory now. I'm no longer working out. I've made strong all the body parts I could to the point where I don't get weak lifting up the same amount of weight. Now, anything that goes outside of that, such as working out, running, jogging, I don't got the heart for it right now. Like,
so when it comes to your everyday menial task at either one of your jobs, you've peaked out as far as...
It's easy. It's 1, 2, 3. It's over with. Like, my regular jobs, it's over with. Like, it doesn't... It's not hard at all. But,
yeah.
But when, like, I know I should be running. I know I should be jogging.
Oh, why? You're in good shape. I mean, like, you're what? I mean, like, you got your average height. You wear the size 32 jeans.
But again, look, you say I'm in good shape, but I feel like I'm more fragile than you. I feel like if I got hit with a bulldozer, I would crumble. If you got hit with a bulldozer, you would probably take the hit halfway.
Well, listen, I ain't no pup no more, I'll tell you that.
You played football?
I played football in high school. I wrestled in high school. I also played baseball in high school. But I didn't play baseball my senior year, though, because I was so burnt out from all the...
When did you pick up football?
8 years old. Well, playing Pop Warner, 8 years old, but, like, playing, like, you know, tackle and stuff like that, maybe 6 or 7, maybe learning how to catch and throw. You know, my grandfather always told me... Also, I could throw the ball really good, too, because he always told me that throwing the ball is just as important as catching the ball.
Yeah.
So, that was... You know, that's something I like doing.
I could never hit the ball in baseball. When I used to play with the college point guard here, they used to make fun of me because I could catch a ball, I could throw a ball, but I couldn't even bunt the ball to save the life of me. Baseball just wasn't my sport. Football was my sport.
What's your most natural sport, would you say, for yourself? Your most natural sport, like basketball?
Natural sport?
Or soccer, maybe, was your most natural sport?
Probably basketball, my most natural. But then when I got into football became second nature, like running, catching, and I played quarterback. So I used to love captaining the field. You know what I mean? I used to love to be able to survey the field, and I used to play for Campus Magnet. And
wow.
I'd be goddamn if I got a ball off, though. They would chase me. I ran for so many yards just trying to save my life.
Well, baseball, it's one of those tough sports where you have to have a lot of muscle memory
Dexterity.
and a lot of you got to make adjustments too. You can't just swing the same way. You have to do little things like switch your hands, switch your fingers, switch your stance.
Yep.
You know, little things with your routine and stuff like that. Whenever I get like a little bit of a slump, whether I'm playing hardball, whether I'm playing softball, I almost never have the same at bat twice in the sense where I'm doing something different, I'm posturing different. And if I get in a really bad slump, I'll do little things like I'll buy a new pair of batting gloves or I'll buy
just to get the. But
Yeah.
you know, all right. Does that really change your game?
In what sense?
Like getting. Say you're having a bad game. Does getting new gear really change your game, or does wearing those 20-year-old basketball sneakers make your game? You know what I mean? Like I've been dunking with these sneakers for 20 years. If you got a pair of new ones, would your game be upgraded?
Well, it's different now because I have the money now to kind of like spoil myself when it comes to sporting stuff, whatever like that. Now, when I was younger, I had to make whatever I had last because it was like we grew up poor.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
we grew up very, very lower.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up mostly in Central California, Modesto, Turlock area. But I was born in Hawaii. I was raised in the foothills of California.
Born in Hawaii.
My dad was stationed there in the military.
How did this happen?
He was.
And what was your mom doing there?
My mom and dad lived in California.
Oh.
They lived in California. My dad was in the military. Believe it or not, but the best job my dad ever had, because my dad's such a loser. He was a Navy corpsman. And he got to go all over the world. He told me he got to go to the Philippines, got to go to Australia, but he was stationed in Hawaii for a couple years, and in Honolulu.
So mom was pregnant while you?
No,
she got pregnant over there.
I think she got pregnant in Hawaii when I can't remember if she got pregnant in California, if she got pregnant in Hawaii. I would know I was born in Hawaii, and my older sister was also born in Hawaii too.
Wait, so on your birth certificate?
It says Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. It says Tripler Air Force Hospital.
But it was part of the United States when you were born, correct?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. So lived there until I was about a year and 10 months. Moved to the foothills of California until I was 12. And the thing about the foothills in California, it's mostly white.
Okay.
And then when I moved to Central California, Turlock, Modesto area, then it's just
Spanish?
more Hispanic, Portuguese.
Closer to the border, you get more Spanish.
Well, it's not just that, too. You're not in such a honky-tonk type of town. Like, the foothills is like a gold rush type of town or whatever like that. Like, the Central California, there's a lot more diversity.
Okay. California's really big.
Oh,
a lot of people don't understand. It's like almost the entire left side of the United States.
When I try to explain the length of California, I explain to people that it's basically like going from here to Florida.
Yeah.
That it's because it'll take you to go from the bottom where Poway is, where the border is, to the top where Redding, Fort Bragg is. About 16, 17 hours.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
It's
one state.
It's the third biggest state in the country. Alaska, Texas, California.
Alaska, Texas, California.
Nevada's fourth. I think Montana's fifth, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? I noticed this the other day. I was looking at my world history map, right? And the more you move to the left, the bigger the states get. But all the way on the right, like our first 13 colonies, this big.
Oh, that's the one thing I like about the East Coast, because you could travel before you know it. Boom, you're in Delaware.
Delaware,
boom.
Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, bang, 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 bang.
New Jersey, Maryland,
Maine, Washington,
yeah,
Virginia.
But I tell you, I've driven through Texas before. To go like the width of Texas, it'll take you almost a whole day to go through. I mean, Texas goes forever.
Yeah, and the people, and it changes, right? The people, like have you been to Texas? Have you stopped there?
Yes, I just went on a trip to Texas for a Datcher party in September. I went to Austin.
What kind of party?
It's called a Datcher. Instead of a bachelor party where you celebrate the guy getting married, my friend who's trying for like 3 or 4 years to have a kid.
Okay.
We called it a Datcher party.
Okay.
So we try to do what we did when we were 20, except for we're not as limber, we don't recover as quickly. We know our limitations more. We can't fool around or whatever like that because most of us are married and shit like that. But we still had a good fucking time. I'm glad my wife let me go too. But the guy that I went to.
Shout out to your wife. Your wife is awesome.
My wife is the best. My wife is the best. She's a very sweet lady. She's the one that kind of keeps me grounded. When I get too high up in the clouds, she's the one that, will you sit back down? Probably kind of bring me back down.
Make sure that your mind don't run that far.
Yeah, my wife is. That's why I waited so long to get married. I waited forever to get married, and when I met her, I couldn't pass it up.
Where did you met her in New York?
No, I met her online. but we had a long distance relationship type of thing going for a while. But believe it or not, I asked her to marry me at an A's Yankee game in Oakland. Got down to one knee in the parking lot.
An A's Yankee game in Oakland.
In Oakland. And the A's won that game 5-4.
Ah, good shit, A's.
And the A's won that
they
game
better
5-4.
win you proposing, nigga.
We packed all my stuff in the 3 suitcases, and the day I took the flight over here, when I was on the way to the airport, I was trying to freshen up, put some more deodorant on. I took my travel kit out of my suitcase, and I put it in my backpack I was carrying on. Well, in my shaving kit, I had this butterfly knife.
All right.
So I go through I put my backpack through the security because I was gonna bring on the plane, and they go, butterfly knife, stop him right. I didn't think I was gonna get to come to New York.
Oh my God.
Did
you think you were gonna get away with the knife? Or did you just...
I knew that I was probably going to lose the knife, but I didn't think they were going to arrest me or anything like that.
Oh, they arrested you?
I was thinking they were going to but the only thing that's saved me is I've never been arrested after the age of 18. Not once. I've had some close calls, but I've never been arrested post-18.
So as a grown man, you've been fine?
Yeah, I've never been arrested post-18. I was arrested once when I was 11, once when I was 17. But they pulled my record up. They said, hey, did you ever used to live in Florida? I went, I goes, well, because they put Michael P. Parsons. They're doing the warrant search. And they go, because I'm Michael Patrick Parsons. There's a guy in Florida by the name of Michael Paul Parsons. He goes, if you go to Florida, you get stopped, you're going to be there for a long while. He goes, you got a rap sheet. Well, not you, but there's a Michael P. Parsons with a rap sheet this freaking long. So they made me sign this thing at the airport saying that I'm basically on probation for a year. If I do the slightest little thing in the airport for a year, I'm on a no-fly list for a year.
Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but I signed it, and they let me go on the flight from Sacramento to New York, and, yeah. You know,
all right, so you got this California living, huh? All right, you're born in Hawaii. When you're born, do you get any school in Hawaii? You come right back to Cali.
No, I didn't go to school. I only lived for the first year and 10 months of my life. I did most of my school, almost elementary school, high school, college,
all in
for the time,
California.
all in California.
How were you smoking? Like, has weed always been a huge thing in California?
Yeah, ever since like,
I heard the early 90s where they were the first ones to have that legal weed over there.
They were. It got really popular during the Vietnam type of stuff with the, peace and love type of thing at the 60s in San Francisco. Okay. Flower power, put a flower in the muzzle of a, type of thing.
Okay.
But weed's always been popular in California. It got passed through because people who got like HIV and stuff like that.
Yeah, marijuana would give them an appetite, right?
They used to cope, so they'd have a little more of an appetite and kind of take down the nausea. And these guys, especially in the Bay Area, would jump through these hoops to try to pass the law. It took them forever.
I've known, like, I got a couple friends in California that I used to talk to, and they lived in New York, and they went to California just to get the weed license. They moved over there just because it became legal over there, and they got that license, and they no longer felt like criminals buying weed. They're like, we can legally go to a store, buy it, and it's grown. When I buy off of Jose, I don't know what Jose did to the weed.
Exactly. No, going to the store, nothing beats going to the store.
Nothing beats
going to the store. But people are going to move to wherever they have to adapt, especially when you have a health problem or one of your loved ones has a health problem. For example, I knew someone who had really bad asthma who lived on the East Coast, and they say one of the best places you can move is somewhere where there's not a lot of moisture in the air. So the first place that the doctors will tell you, move to Phoenix. I mean, you're gonna roast your ass.
As fuck.
You're gonna roast your ass off in the summertime.
But it's dry.
And it'll really help with your asthma.
That's not bad. I heard Phoenix. I heard you go to Phoenix to die though. I heard Phoenix is like God's country or some shit like that.
It's kind of up there with Florida, like people migrate down over there. I mean, I would never personally live there, whatever like that, just because of the heat. Because I love the cold so much more. I like the heat.
You're a cold guy. I think that's and it's not racist. It's not racist at all. But I'm being honest when I say there's a reason that you have a white person, a black person, an Asian person. Like, I think that our skin has a lot to do with the demographic of where our ancestors were. Like, I say white people, you guys have, they say being white is a pigment deficiency. So instead of you guys don't got enough vitamin D in your system. So you guys have fair skin. Now, with darker people, from being in the sunlight too much, they absorb so much heat, they get darker skin. Now, my theory is for Asian people? I think they were in a really windy place. So the eyes went like
You're
this.
telling me about this. You're telling me about this. This isn't a legit theory or whatever. Like, I'll tell you what, nobody has that Asian jokes like me. I always do all sorts of Asian jokes around
my life. My stepfather's Chinese. Go ahead, let her rip.
My friend just got married to a Chinese girl in California. His name's Will. And I love the guy. And he's really pussy whipped now since he's been married and shit like that.
All right.
So I go, Will, I don't want to hear any of your shit. All right?
What's he married to? What kind of woman?
She's Chinese American. Like she's half Chinese, half American.
Yeah,
my wife's 100% Filipino.
He has to be whooped for that.
So he is. She's a good-looking girl and everything like that. But whenever he tries to puss out like that, I go, Will, I don't want to hear your shit. I'm just like you. I gotta climb that Great Wall every night. All right? I gotta climb that Great Wall every night. He's like, that's incredibly racist. I go, you're taking it out of context. You're taking it out of context.
You're thinking just because they built the Great Wall that that I mean anything by it. No.
Nah, freaking, it's, you know what it is also, too, like, the thing about me is, where I'm from, it gets hella hot. But in Central California, in the summertime, like July, August, we're talking 112, 113, between 11:30 and 4:30 in the afternoon.
That's unlivable.
That's what I'm saying. That's why if you have a job outside, they'll pay you very well. But there's a lot of agriculture, too, where I'm from. And that's,
What do you mean? Like, they grow a lot of their vegetables?
Yeah, like, for example, if you look at a ball of Hunt's ketchup, that's Oakdale, Modesto, California. Because they have a lot of tomatoes, a lot of grapes, a lot of almonds, too.
Really?
You look at Blue Diamond, like the nuts or whatever like that, that's Modesto, California.
I didn't know that.
A lot of
oranges,
almonds.
right? Oranges come from California or Florida?
Well, there is some from California, but that's more Southern California. There is some oranges in Central California. I would probably say more Florida. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm talking walnuts, almonds, grapes, tomatoes, because the soil in the Central Valley is so rich.
I understand.
So rich.
I understand.
I mean, people get so envious of the soil that we have down there. I can't explain. I don't really understand why.
I mean, there's something magical about California. Like, how many comedians do I know? How many actors? Like, back in the days when I was like younger, when I was like 19, 20 years old, the dream was to get up and go to California.
Yeah.
The dream has always been to get up and go to Cali.
Not just even if you were like trying to be a musician or an actor. It was just I wanted a different lifestyle.
Yeah, the people just gotta glow over there. You know what I mean? The people just gotta, like, that's how we saw it in movies, and that's how we, California, the lifestyle. Like, that's how we always saw it. Damn. All right. So what's your nationality?
Swedish.
Full?
No, there's some other stuff in it too, like Welsh.
But mom and pops were both pretty much Swedish.
My dad was very Swedish. I have two of my four grandparents are 100% Swedish. I have another grandparent, my great grandfather, my granny's mom. He was 100% German.
Okay.
They tell me stories about like the Depression, shit like that, and stuff like that type of thing, whatever like that. Like my gran would tell me things like, we lived in because back in the day during the Depression, they would have these 2-family houses. And I'm not talking about upstairs and downstairs. It would be like connected almost like a duplex, except for both the families share this one kitchen.
No way.
You share one kitchen.
Wait, but it's 2 separate apartments.
Well, 2 separate houses. So, but the only thing that's joint is the kitchen.
How do you do that though?
Well, because I'll tell you what. Everybody back in the 20s, the Depression started 29. I think it lasted to like 41 or 42 or something like that. They didn't even mark their shit. Like, this is my milk, this is my orange juice,
Everybody always shared everything?
Well, they shared, but also, too, people had a lot more respect for other people's property. Like, hey, don't touch that. That's the R. Woods' bread. Don't touch that. They would tell me, too. My granny would tell me, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we couldn't have butter on our toast. Because of the war. That's the answer that her parents...
That's how you save it?
Well, no, they would just... Yeah, they would...
That's how you preserve it?
Yeah, they have a certain amount of money they could spend a month on groceries and stuff like that. And they wouldn't go over.
That's genius. Could you imagine telling these people in New York that get welfare and food stamps and all this shit that you only rationed to a little bit? That's genius.
Well, this is the Depression. It was before... Even if they had it back then...
What year was the Depression? 1912?
1929 is when it happened. The stock market crashed.
Uh-huh.
But back then they didn't really have those systems. But even if they did have those systems, because of Depression, they'd all be in such a flux right now. There'd be like half the people that wouldn't get the shit that depend on that welfare. They wouldn't be able to get. They wouldn't be able to get that shit. And she'd also tell me too, because I remember too during the Depression, we were down to 2 squares every time we went to the bathroom. I couldn't imagine wiping my ass with 2 squares.
I mean,
I don't know if I could.
I'll be honest. I shit and shower automatically.
Like there's no wipe.
One, like if I have to, because it's a mud butt.
Even if it's like a wet shit.
If it's a mud butt, if it's a mud butt.
A mud butt.
But.
I see. I didn't understand the mud butt.
Yeah, like if it's a mud butt, but for the most part, yeah, like I if I shit, they know me. I shower.
I told my wife some shit the other day too. I took like this really nice shit. I go, babe, I took a Little Mermaid shit. She's like, what's this? I go, half of it was in the water, and half of it was outside of the water of the toilet. She goes, well, why is the Little Mermaid shit? I go, because half the turd is under the sea, like the song, and then the other half of that turd, the other half is part of that world. Part of that world.
Yo, my man said I took a shit and I left it on the beach. I was like, on the beach? He was like, yeah, you know the part that don't hit the water?
Oh my god. No, I was never like. I've had other friends that have told me what you told me too. Like, but I've had friends that tell me because they won't even wipe it once. They won't even wipe it once. It's like I go from there to the shower. I go, goes, what's the? And they justify it like, what's the fucking difference, Mike? All right. I mean, I'm cleaning my ass anyway.
Look, the first toilet paper.
Oh, you lost the picture, but from the first image of it. Oh my lord!
1857. I look like cardboard.
People had
by Joseph. How you say that? Gavetti.
Where's that?
Gayete.
No, Getty.
Getty.
Just
really?
Getty.
My bad. Joseph Getty, 1857. He invented toilet paper, but it wasn't available to people till 1920. What the fuck did they do for almost 70 years?
That's they probably did because
wait, hold up, think about that. 1857. What did they wipe their ass with before 1857?
I don't know what they wiped their ass with, but I remember seeing a movie one time called Demolition Man.
I remember the seashells.
Explain the 3 seashells to me. Explain the 3 seashells, and you can and it never gets explained in the movie, but you have to use your imagination.
I don't get
the viewer.
it. What would you do with 3 seashells?
Oh,
Mike?
you're probably scooping the shit out and you're rinsing it off. That's the only thing I can
So
think
they give
of.
you 3 of them, you just keep scooping and rinsing.
But either way, even if you're scooping,
that must be rough, nigga. You know what a seashell looks like? Go to my fish tank. You want a seashell?
I almost rather use the seashell than that fucking toilet paper. I'm not even fucking playing, bro. I mean, it's not even. It wasn't even made available until 1920.
Yo, look at the toilet paper though.
This is only available to the kings of the kings.
Yo, and that's only for the kings of the kings, facts.
So I mean, the 3 seashells. I mean, to me, even if you still do that system, you're still gonna do what you do. You're not gonna get all of it. Obviously, you still got to take a shower.
You have to wash it off. My thing is that, like, again, I feel so great to be alive and be a human now because we have fuck the internet. Fuck the easy things we have access to, bro. We have access to things like toilet paper and soap and toothpaste. We have access to things like clothing that can bear the weather. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. You can get a North Face and be and sit there and
be comfortable
like this.
Be comfortable.
I love it's the time to be alive is now. I always said when I was younger, I was always thought, I wish I was alive in the 80s. I wish I was 20 in the 80s because I feel everybody in the 80s had a great opportunity to make money. In the 80s,
God, people were swimming in it in the 80s.
Are you kidding me?
They're swimming in it.
Are you kidding me? And this is my thing, and this is why I get so I always wanted to be a time traveler. Like I wish, imagine I would have came up during the time of the Western or something like that. Like I don't even need.
I would have been robbing everybody.
Yo, son, the French when Napoleon they were coming when they fought wars, they wore all white. How do you think the enemy killed them? You guys wore all white to war.
Yeah.
I would reinvent the game if I lived in the past. But I'm happy I live now.
Yeah, I like living now too, to an extent. There's certain things I don't like is just the people just complain on social media. Social media is becoming a problem. I like it as a tool. And don't get me wrong, I think people who use it beneficial. I mean, I just like things. When I close my eyes sometimes, I just like to think of simpler times.
Do you go on your phone before you go to sleep?
Yeah. But it's not necessarily on social media. I could be playing a game on my phone. I could be on YouTube just watching funny videos or stand-up comedians or other podcasts too. I've told you about a couple of the podcasts I've listened to. You've told me a couple of yours.
You fuck with Joey Diaz.
That's
my God. That's my king. That's the Richard. He's like Richard. Like
yeah. I know so much about Joey Coco Diaz.
We go back and forth that. So do I. He kidnapped a person.
Yeah.
But he kidnapped Vella.
I like it. Yeah. Kid Vella, and then the guy that was involved, Tidwell.
Tidwell.
I like it when he talks about Chinese Ron from Boulder, about how he was scamming this guy who owned a Chinese food place. I like how he talks about like he was he tells us one funny one when he worked for when he was living in Boulder. There's this place right out of Aspen where the Ritz of the Ritz people come all around the world. And back in the 80s, that's when it was like Hunter S. Thompson's, like the movie stars were always packed in, like Burt Reynolds. Name the actor who was there, and that's the time he was there. He was a security guard at the Crestwood in Snowmass Village, and he was a security guard. Then they were asking what he got because I just had like a flashlight because it wasn't like because I wasn't like kicking people's asses and shit like that. I'd have to like make sure people had the firewood, turn off the jacuzzis at night, and my mom. Because the main thing I had to do was pick up people from the airport. But he had it down to a system because back then they couldn't track you. Back in the day in the 80s, there was no cell phones.
No GPS on a person, nothing.
If they got off at 7:30, I knew that they weren't going to have all their shit till 8:15 because almost everybody that came to Snowmassville brought skis with them, and the skis he said would be the last thing that come off the plane. And he goes, so like my main thing besides cocaine back in the day was Quaaludes. He was talking about, and he's talking about blah 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 blah. Like, he's like, oh, freaking. I'd be telling the guy, oh yeah, I'm right around the corner. I'm about to pick you up at the airport. I'd be calling the guy, man, hurry the fuck up with this Quaaludes, man. He calls him a gorilla tablets, a banana biscuits.
Yeah, Joey Diaz a beast, yeah. He's a beast. I would like to go see him. I would like to go see him stand up.
Well, he's coming to New Jersey soon.
And you know what's so weird? He moved to Boulder and he never really came back.
He
came back to show that first video, like where I got my balls from. But then,
from what I hear, he's from Bergen County, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So he moved. Yeah, his mom died at a young age. He moved to
13. When he was 13.
I thought he said 15.
Oh, I thought 13.
So he moved to Colorado when he was 8.
Yeah,
no, the roach is fine. He moved there originally, and he was with some girl, and he had some friend that he flew out there to live with them. Then he got tired of both of their asses and shit like that. So he moved back to Jersey for a while. But when he came back to Jersey, he said again, in 1984, 85, he said he was a straight fucking criminal when he came back. Plus, he's around that element. My mom was dead, but I knew all my mom's friends and shit like that. And my mom's friends, they'd be taking me down the wrong path too. So he went back to Boulder.
Who was the gay? Martin the Fag?
Martin the Fag. Then he went to Boulder. Then he went to prison for a while. After he went to prison
because he was part of that kidnapping.
Yeah, he's part of the kidnapping thing. So he went to prison for a while.
A year. I think he did a year.
No, like 4.
4? Okay.
He originally got 8. The judge told him, they said, boom, 8 years. And then I guess the lawyer was like, we'd like to get a delayed sentence or like that because my client's got family. He's got to get his affairs together. Can we get an extension? Judge goes, boom, you're going in today. So he's like, and all of his friends are sitting there. All my friends have cocaine on them in the corner. I'm sitting there like, like doing this type of thing.
Yeah,
so he went to prison, and then they tried to make him sign this paper. He said that if you agree to go to Nebraska or you agree to go to like South Texas, we'll take a 30-year time off.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm not doing that. I don't know people in Nebraska or South Texas.
South Texas. What the fuck is South Texas?
So he says, and I
hear him. Every time you tell him, don't you hear his voice?
I do. What's going on, cocksucker? That type of thing. No. So then he's talking. He tells the guy, he goes, at the time I was in Boulder County Jail. He goes, let me tell you about Boulder County Jail. That's what jail was, dog. Because you go out to wear your own clothes. You got TV. You got to stay up till 2 in the morning. They give you like Stouffer's lasagna. They give you your own tobacco to roll your own cigarettes with. That ain't happening now, folks. Whatever like that. And then he'd be like, then he was like basically saying, so they try to make me sign this paper. And the thing about county is you got 2-for-1 days while you're in county. They're like, well, if you don't sign this paper, you're going to have to sit in county for at least 3 or 4 months because I don't give a damn. Because in county, I was getting 2-for-1 days. They wanted me to take 1/3 of my sentence when it would have been like 2 years or something like that or whatever. But I wouldn't sign it. And he did his 4 years and a couple months, got out, moved to Seattle with some stripper. and he got in trouble in
Oh,
Seattle.
yeah.
And he has a warrant for his arrest in Seattle. He is the one place in the country supposedly he can't go back. Someone's saying, "Oh, they're opening the new Google server." He goes, "Where's that at?" "Oh, that's in Washington, Seattle." I go, "Seattle, wonderful. I got a warrant up in Seattle. I won't be going there." And I guess the thing is, he doesn't want to surrender himself because they technically have to put the cuffs on, take him down, just do a single fingerprint, and then he has to bail out. And he's like, "Why do you have to cuff me?"
He's over that.
Why do you have to cuff me?
He's over that.
If they didn't have to handcuff him, I think he'd surrender himself.
Yo, bro, if you didn't have to get handcuffed, wouldn't you, like, we would always surrender ourselves.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck?
That's the main thing. The main thing you don't want to happen is get the cuffs on you, but it's just like, getting your ass.
What's the last thing you did illegal?
Oh, God.
That you went to jail for? I went to jail just last year.
I've never.
I went to Rikers just last year. You heard me?
Listen.
I went to Rikers just last year. You heard me?
Believe it or not, I know.
Look at this tap. Yeah, fucking tap. You gotta tighten
he's
it.
sunken in.
You gotta tighten it.
Oh,
and
God.
everybody thought that big guy was gonna fold that little white man. That little white
Well,
man.
he's definitely got longer legs.
Why does it say the development of moist? Oh, that's funny. It says development of moist toilet paper.
Yeah, you got that toilet paper.
But while
shit
he's
all the
tapping him
thing.
out.
See, if one of your friends came by and saw that shit, like, I don't get it. We know we get it, but they'd be like, I don't get it.
Well, so what was the last illegal thing you did?
Oh, I mean, freaking fight where you really hurt somebody. I mean, I've freaking, done drugs before, hardcore drugs, especially like
what kind of drugs?
Oh, back in the day. Besides, like, taking pills, shooting heroin, methamphetamine, crack.
You've done crack?
No, these are the drugs I've excluded.
I'm about to say.
Exclude those 4 or 5 things right there.
Okay.
I've at least probably tried. I mean, obviously, I've tried weed.
Okay.
I've tried coke. I've tried ecstasy.
Okay.
Mushrooms.
Okay.
Acids. But other than the Bay, I live close to the Bay Area, man. I mean, like, it's everywhere.
Really? It's like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, you try, because, back in the day, you go freaking, like, you're 25 years old, 26, you got no kids, you're not married, you freaking go to a rave, you go to some concert, freaking, some girl might have just swallowed a freaking big sword last week, your sword might not be so big, but she's gonna swallow your sword that night. I mean, freaking, you do whatever you gotta
Mike's
do,
killing this shit.
freaking,
you've had some fun times?
Oh, in my 20s, yeah. I mean, that's why you get married. I got married the week after I turned 30.
Bro, you're married with kids though. You said like you waited long. I'm not married with kids. I don't
But you're what, 34?
I'm 30.
You're 30. What am I talking about? Well, dude, I just got married when I turned 30, and it took me because I've been in plenty of relationships in my 20s or like that. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if it's a California thing or Central California thing. I don't know what it is.
What, you get a lot of New York pussy?
No.
Did you get a lot of New York pussy when you moved out here?
No, I was with my wife the whole entire time.
Wait, have you never been free in New York?
No, not a day. Not a day.
Yeah, he hasn't let his nuts hang.
No, not a damn. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing, but I've never experienced New York. Now, when I was like, I used to be like a traveling wrestling team. I've been to other states. I've been to spring break when I was 23.
Okay.
Of course, I got like little sex flings down there. I'm drinking my ass off, whatever.
Okay.
But I was in a lot of relationships. I was in 20. Not a lot, but an average amount for an average guy. I didn't have a problem getting girls. But the thing is, the gene pulled down. Like I said, I don't know if it's a California thing or such a California thing. I could never really have an everlasting relationship down there with a girl because I just felt like, I don't know if it was just the gene pool was low or what it was, or maybe it was just like my bad luck or bad fortune, but you just these 22-year-old girls.
No, that's what it was. You said it right there.
You have like these 22-year-old girls having like a kid or 2 kids by the time they're 22.
Yep.
No high school education, no college education for sure. No goddamn sense in their heads. Like they would just, they didn't have their own shit together.
Yep.
Instead of worried about them, they're worried about getting a relationship with you.
Leave it.
So they get a relationship with you, and instead of them doing.
But it's not their fault. Your frontal cortex don't develop till you're fully developed is until you're 25. So almost every decision you make before that is really not the true decision that you know better.
But the females, they usually peak out from
maturity is different. Maturity is different. I'm not talking about being mature.
They usually peak out before men do. Men don't usually really
being mature is just having a one-up on making the better decision. You understand?
No, I get what you're saying.
I truly think that, like, nobody from the ages of 20 to 25 And when they do find that relationship, keep that shit. Because nobody from the age of 20 to 25 really, like, you shouldn't believe in that relationship. That's hard. Like, that person is ever changing. That person is ever changing. That person don't know what the fuck they want. That person can't sit still. You know why they have kids? To lock them down.
There you go. No, I mean, I can't say that about like my wife. I don't think my wife freaking had kids with me to lock me down because we waited a while after we got married to have our first kid. But the thing is that my wife's 4 years older than me. So there was, when we did get married, I said I want that honey because my sister when she got married when she was 19.
So where you met her again?
2011 is when I officially met her. The net. Probably a poker Zynga poker site, and then I came over here once to check out New York.
Really?
I asked her to marry me in July.
Okay.
I came out that April because I got a bomb ass job in California. I was fighting over there too, doing mixed martial arts.
Really?
Making some side money doing that.
You fight?
Yeah, I fought for a good 4 or 5 years in my 20s.
Would you go back to practice?
Now it's different.
Would you roll? Would you roll?
I would absolutely roll. I would roll do jiu-jitsu or freaking some judoka or something like that. We gotta start rolling. But to be actually put the the ounces back on and grease myself up the whole mouth.
Come on, summer's there. Let's get good. Let's start rolling.
Well, I'll roll. But as far as flying fists and doing kicks in the legs, it's like, but roll, yeah.
One time you don't have to do. Let's roll.
One day I hope to be like some sort of a coach where I'm wrestling. Maybe my son wrestles or something like that.
But that's why you do it for. You do it so you could train the kid.
High school wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or judoka. I'll do anything anytime.
And how are you in wrestling?
Wrestling, of all the 3 sports I played in high school, wrestling is my best one by far. Well, wrestling is my best one. But football. I like football.
What position you played in ball?
In football, I was actually not. I was a punt returner at my high school.
Really?
That was my job, is punt returning. But I played some strong safety, and I played some slot receiver. But I didn't get a lot of playing time with junior because we had these phenomenal seniors. I didn't get a lot of but I did get plays. Like I was returning punts when I was a junior. And one of our star receivers gets banged up and he misses a series. I'd go in there and... you might not get a ball thrown to you the whole series because you got 2 other seniors.
But you're playing. You're on the field.
No, I played football 4 years in high school. I wrestled. I played football for a good, in pads, for a good 8 years in football. I probably wrestled 13 years competitively from a kid. I started young in wrestling.
That's great.
And then baseball, I was playing with... I had a break or two in baseball because I didn't have the love for baseball I did for the other 2. But I still love baseball. But if it comes between, because also you understand by the time
you can't play football now though.
No, not now. But like what I'm saying is like in wrestling, wrestling goes until like if you're doing good, it's going to go till March. The first day you throw a baseball in the spring is February 1st in high school. So every time I'd go to baseball, I'd miss the first 6 weeks. I'd miss the whole tryouts and everything like that. Coach like, you got 3 days to show me what you can do. That's all you're getting. And then. In baseball.
But would you perform those 3 days?
Yeah, but baseball, it's kind of the same thing. Baseball, I didn't get I got some playing time. I was probably half and half with playing time my junior year. I was very good until I got to about 14.
Okay.
13, 14. I was phenomenal at baseball. And then it just wasn't my number one priority. But now of all the sports now, baseball is the one I could probably do right. I could probably heal the fastest, especially softball.
Yeah. I mean, but that's only because we don't. What I was expressing to you before, why I pulled my back. What do you do for a living?
I'm a delivery driver.
All right, so you got your CDL. You.
No. I'm a different type of delivery driver.
Okay.
I do for a catering place type of thing.
Okay,
I collect outstanding bills and stuff like that.
All right, you're a driver. All right. Do you do any heavy lifting?
Sometimes.
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 See, you're programmed for your job. Where I'm programmed. If we threw anything else in that wrench, we risk getting hurt, right?
See, that's the thing is I don't know what I'm doing every day. I don't know what I'm gonna have to pick up. There's some days I get your boss has to say, hey, that oxygen tank or some sort of like those carbonation tanks.
I get it.
But they say guilt, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm doing real bitch work today. This isn't a normal day.
I get it.
Doesn't he make you like turn upside down? This has to be scrubbed.
Nah. I used to have a boss like that. My first boss, the last boss I had, when he did come into work or come into your store, he want all the Pepsi labels from all the cans.
You want them all faced out.
Everything faces forward. You don't leave that store. And in a perfect world, that's the way the job should be done, right? That's
Yeah.
But the problem is that perfect world nonsense. You know, like we have to really be honest with ourselves where we balance out the hour to work ratio to pay. There's a ratio of 3 things you have to balance out when you're working. You know, if growth is possible, then that is also a +1, because if growth is possible, certain areas, you know, you might have to bite a bullet for. You might have to work a couple extra hours because, you know, there's a light at the end of that tunnel. But at the end of the day, a person's not going to work 14 hours a day and make, knowing you make what you make, not going to come home and take what he takes home and be happy about it. You
that's to say I work 6 days a week. But
you work 6 days a week?
I work 6 days a week, but 2 of those days aren't like all day or like that. They're just split up just for some extra tip income or some extra, you know, collection income, whatever like that. But like, for example, I have to work Saturday night most nights.
Okay.
So I'll take it off for certain occasions or whatever like that, some big things, whatever like that. But I only work like maybe 4 hours on Saturday, and I'll pull in easily 110, 120 for 4 hours.
That's beautiful.
That's 20, and that's, you know, you don't need a college. That's why a lot of people go to college, and you see it all the time in the Bay Area in Frisco. They go to college for 4 years, maybe even get a master's. They're $160,
cheers,
$200. Cheers, my brother. They're 180, maybe 200 grand in student loan debt. They can't get a job that faces their freaking what they just got. Especially if you're like an art major, anthropology major, there are no jobs for you in that. Hardly any. I might say it's impossible, but good luck to you. But most kids, like my cousin, for example, she got her degree in journalism, in photojournalism, in San Francisco, University of San Francisco, a great school. She's a bartender now because she
makes a lot of money bartending.
She's bringing home probably $200-300 a night.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, San Francisco's a lot like Manhattan. It's an expensive city to live in. But you know, a lot of these kids are like, listen, I got these loans I gotta pay off.
Yep.
I gotta pay rent in San Francisco.
Yep.
It's not cheap.
Yep.
It's just like here in Manhattan.
Another beer?
Yeah.
Drink that.
Don't freaking threaten me with a good time.
Corona Familiar, or you want a Bud Light?
What's a Familiar?
A Familiar is a Corona.
Let me try Familiar. It's been a while since I've had a Familiar. It's oh, what a gentleman.
Of course, you're my guest.
You know, that's
my guest.
You know, that's just how I feel about that in California. Like, you don't have to have a 4-year education at college to have a really good job. A lot of people will do it with, you know, a really good job, and you know, they might drive a little Uber on the side or do a little delivery on the side.
I mean, but we should all be taxi drivers. We should all have our be taxi, especially because with Uber, you don't really need a. And when I say taxi drivers, maybe not be a taxi driver, but even doing Uber Eats, you don't need to be driving people around. You don't need a TLC. You can have a regular car.
Yeah.
It could be Friday night. You could be chilling with your girl,
yeah.
And then you be like, yo, let's go make some money.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out and make some money.
Pick your own hours.
Yo, shit, you know, fuck around, you make $70 in the night. So what? You know, it's
Maybe
add
more.
to the bank. Like, and that's the thing about you. Like, going back to what you said with education. Education is a must. Education is a must for survival. But there's a certain point where you can go get that education and you don't have to pay for it in the sense where it's stereotyped to be paid for. Go to school, get your college, get your master's, your doctorate, do all these things, right? You don't have to do it. You can go get a CDL. You can go get a trade. You can go to welding. You know, you can learn how to fix cars. I had a friend in here, right? His name is Josh. He's a mechanic. He did Lincoln Tech. He said, "Yo,
yeah,
I've
heard about Lincoln Tech."
When his first year, when he went in, he didn't know shit. When he walked out, he still barely knew shit. He said it took him to blow up 8 cars.
Yeah.
It took him to blow up 8 cars in order for him to find out how to do this shit right. Now he owns his own car mechanic spot on Merrick. How can you beat that?
On-the-job training is essential. No matter what your degree is, whatever you do, your accountant, whatever, on-the-job training is essential. You'll learn so much more from learning on the spot, opposably when you're in like these make-believe scenarios when they're teaching you at school and then you do all the homework assignments. Like what you said, be a mechanic. You know, the best mechanics that, you know, are usually like sons of mechanics or, you know, godsons of mechanics, and then their uncles of mechanics, and they've tuned up cars, they've worked on cars.
Absolutely right.
Like I met a guy that was a locksmith, and he goes, I I'm one of the best locksmiths in town. You know, I didn't even graduate from high school. And he goes, and to be honest with you, by the time my son, he goes, I sent my son on jobs when he was 9 or 10 years old. My son became a better lock picker than me at the age of 9 or 10. Because but the thing is, I couldn't put him on the payroll or anything like that for tax reasons, and my insurance would go way up if I had a 9 or 10-year-old. It's illegal in California. He goes, I would take him on jobs, and you know, he did. I bring a guy with my son. Obviously, my son's not going to drive there like that. He would distract the customer from something, and my son, real quick, would pick the lock within 20 or 30 seconds, and then the guy would come over there and fumble with it for a minute or two, like, oh, we got it open for you, you know, and that's like a skill like lockpicker, be a mechanic. You're not going to learn that on any assignment in some sort of a trade school or whatever like that.
Certain things are just like
you have to
genetic. You got it. They're almost like you said, like have that fall, to have that, like
you have to learn. You
learn shit on your own. You learn. But that's what I love about living now, bro. Like anything I want to find out, yo, this whole thing was learned in YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. I learned how to put these mics together, use this program, record myself. I learned like everything except putting it into action was learned on YouTube.
I like the tools that we have today, like with the things that we have options to, the way we can like talk and voice our opinions. But the one thing that pisses me off is I just feel like you have to work a lot harder now to make, because back in the 80s, we were talking about the 80s earlier, you can have a job, one parent worked, one parent stayed home, and you can have a job, and that can support your family. You have that 1 or 2 cars or like that. Now, almost every household, one job in that household is not going to make it more times than not. Unless you're making $100K, $150K a month, that job is not going to support you and your family. Both parents have to work now.
Facts. And you know how much a kid is? You know how much a kid costs by 18?
I heard around like $250,000.
I think it was 8.
800,000?
College itself when
or
they're
280.
18. No, 800,000.
Whoa, that's.
Let's look it up. Let's look it up.
I always thought it was in the 250 to 280 range. That's what I always thought. But you're saying you're not paying for the college yet because the kid's not going to college until he's not going to be done until he's 22.
I mean, but at 18 he starts it.
Yeah, but let's say if you count that first year of semester and books and the dorm.
Let's see how much a kid costs by 18.
By 18, I'm sticking with 250, 280. There's 800,000. Freaking maybe Trump's house. Freaking not my house. Freaking that's what I understand. My kids are so spoiled, and I haven't given them shit. Like freaking.
What do you mean?
My kids are spoiled.
But what do you mean you haven't given them shit?
Well, I'm more or less fucking around when I say I haven't given them shit. Me and my wife do whatever we can. My kids, I guess I compare I live through my children in the sense that I see the things that my kids have at like 9 months old, 4 years old. My kids got like 8 pairs of shoes. I was lucky if I had 1 pair of shoes.
Are you kidding me? I want my stepfather's shoes.
I see my kids.
Are you kidding me? I want my stepfather's shoes, and
my kids got 4 jackets. I might have lucky if one got passed down to me, and I'm the oldest. If one got passed down to me, I mean.
Are you kidding me? How much is a child?
So do you have the answer already? Or are you still finding out? Are you just did you set this up?
No,
You're building. I thought you're bulding it up right now.
No. I'm waiting for the fucking computer.
Because I thought this is like one of those scenarios. Oh, I think I'm.
You're right. 230,000, 33,000.
That's right.
You're right. 233,000.
In that census, that's not.
You know what
too
that
far.
means? You can't buy a house. You can't buy a house over 200 grand because that means you have another kid that you paid off for 18 years.
Well, I'm done as far as kids go.
Well, you know what?
I'm done.
What?
Well, Jan,
why?
My wife's, my wife will be turning 41 in April.
Oh, no, you have to be done.
I'll be dude. I got 2 kids.
Freeze some of your sperms though.
Like donate them to the cause?
No, freeze them. I didn't say
donate.
them.
Freeze them. Like what? I have like second thoughts. And, like,
I mean, you know where technology's going. You know how time is right now.
I don't think I have the desire to have another kid.
What about when we're 60, 70, and and we have now something's created where we can live another 50, 60 years healthy.
Well,
and your wife goes, yo.
But dude, do I want to go through? Let's say in 20 years that technology is available. I'll be 56. Do I really want to go through the rigors of having a newborn baby in my house, like getting up at 2, take care of the kid?
I don't think you can ever determine that. You know why? Because you can never determine what the rigors were before you got her really pregnant.
No, I'm talking about the rigors, like the everyday essentials, what you have to do for this kid. Change its diapers and feed it.
I don't think you could call that now.
At 56, I have a good idea feeling I don't want to do it. When I'm 56, I have a feeling I don't think I'm going to want to do it. I'm telling you, I'm not going to want to do that shit. Hell no. I mean, listen, you don't have any of your own kids yet, right?
Nope.
You have not, because that's what I'm saying. That
I'm a different animal.
When you have your one or two,
I don't think I will.
well, how do you know?
I don't think I will.
Well, if you do,
My pull-out game's strong.
if you do, by the time you have that second one, you'll be like, Mike, I don't care if I'm 56, 76, I'm not having any more kids. Besides the fact they're so expensive, you're in charge of their life. Like you are seriously like.
You see what you just said though? You see what you just said, my brother? You just said something. You just said by the time you start having them, you'll know that you want to stop.
Yeah.
So why did you even start?
Well, no, listen to me, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, I love my kids, and I knew I wanted to have my kids. And both of my kids, they were both planned kids. It wasn't like I was 21 or 22. Like, oops.
No, you were
they're both. And I waited a long time to have it, but that kind of goes to my fence. Instead of me starting young when I was in my 20s having kids, I kind of waited until I was a little older. My wife's a little older having kids, and like I'm telling you, I don't heal the same way at 36 that I did at 26 or 25.
Nope.
I remember like fighting. I get kicked in the face or hit in the nose. I'm like, I'm surprised I'm not bleeding.
Yep.
When you're 26, now you're like, I gotta be bleeding. You know, like you're
like you saw that Donald Cerrone fight.
Like waking up to take care of a kid when you're 26. You're like, oh God, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night, but I've done it before. Now you only get 2 hours of sleep when you're a parent. When you're 20, when you're 36, you're like, oh God, I don't think I got 1 foot in the coffin.
That's why I give it up to. But see, that's why like, in a certain sense, I don't find it so bad that when people have kids young, I don't find it so bad. You know why? Because I look at my mom, my dad, and besides looking at it like we all would look at it. How would we all look at it? You know, they could have done things better. You know, you always look at your parents and think they could have done things better. This is you know, unless you're with a silver spoon and your fucking dad's Trump, and like you always think your parents, you know, like you give them your unless of course, you know, it comes down to you know, them put in a position where they couldn't do better. I would never blame my parents if they were like, you know, if we lived in a third world country and the government controlled us. Nah. When it comes to decision making, though, we can always, you know, point the finger in a sense, you know. And I have been, I won't lie to you, I have been one to do that until I like got smarter about.
Yeah.
I still have the choice. You know, like, I can't really blame them for much. I have to give them gratitude for having me so young. I got to see all their mistakes, and not only that, their growing process. Because they were still growing even when I was growing.
Yeah, like you're seeing them, you know, trial by error. You know, like it's like making like pancakes. The first one or two gets kind of burned when you make them. Then you start, you know, your kids. You as you're learning your ups and downs, your trials and tribulations. They're kind of learning too.
I don't think
like
it's
I'm not going to go back to this
perfect.
doctor. I hope he doesn't get this teacher. I hope he does. That's when you kind of start learning. You know, and that's just part of, especially when you're young. Because when you're young, you're still a baby yourself. Like, how old were your parents when they had you? What ages?
20 and 18.
Could have been worse. I've seen younger, but that's still very young.
20 and 18. But my mom lost my virginity when she had me.
Yeah.
That's what of a roll of a dice. You feel me? It's almost
Jesus
like, come on.
Christ.
Exactly. Come on. That's not something to be like.
The first time. I'm
gonna go ahead and get pregnant with you.
Jesus Christ.
You know, like that, and that's.
You were not born in the 80s? You were
1989.
Yes, I'm saying I wish I would have got that time in the 80s. 80s were a fun time to live.
I wish I would have got that time in the 80s. I wish I would. My uncle used to tell me, yo, I used to get everything I needed in one day. Dude. I would just steal a car radio, $75. I got a bundle of crack. I got a plate of food. I got a pack of Newports.
But that's what I was telling you about. The simple times. Like back in the day, it was so much easier to be able to scam. Like for example, you get pulled over, and let's say in 1986, you get pulled over, your license is suspended. There is a chance. First of all, there's a chance that cop won't find out because everything wasn't so electronic. There was a lot of glitches and stuff with the like you would call. Sometimes you could hope that operator, the person the dispatcher might read you something back different.
Yep.
They didn't because they're thumbing through paperwork and Rolodexes back then. There was a chance, or if you got also, let's say if the cop found out your license is suspended, and they're like, you'd be like, I'll tell you what. You live a mile down the road. You go home. You park that car. If I see you driving at night, I will pull you over. I might even arrest you.
Yep.
Now, if you drive without a driver's license, I'm 10 houses down from my house. Get out of the car. You're subject to arrest. We're towing your car.
I'll be honest with you. I gotta. Everything is okay.
Did you get pulled over recently? Did you?
I want to say about 2 months ago, I had the kids in the back seat, and I was driving, and it was on the strip right by the movie theater. Now, people always speed on the strip. And
you talking about 20th? Is that
no, by the movie theater.
Is that Bell or?
No, the movie theater right here in College Point.
Okay, when you say the strip, what road are you necessarily referring to?
I'm talking about like it's just a long road.
Is there a name of the road?
Do you know College Point Multiplex? The movie theater?
No. If you told me, Mike, drive me there right now without the navigation.
All right, where do you get on the highway? By 20th Avenue?
Yeah, I take this road straight down, and I make that left right there. Maybe Hollis something. I'm not Hollis something.
Where do you live at?
Bronxville, Yonkers.
Oh, that's why you go to the Bronx. All right, so you know, all right. So
the only time I come,
less?
other than coming here to your house, the only time I come to Queens is to play softball or go to Pete's or something.
Right, so you got no idea what I'm talking about. By the movie theater.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not playing double.
By the movie theater over here, there is this all of it is swampland on the opposite side now. It used to be all swampland. They cut a road in it out of nowhere. About 3 years ago, they cut a road in it. They haven't put a speed camera on this road. Why? I don't know. Now I do know.
Well, they say the speed camera is the one where if you speed too much
past 25, it's a strip.
They'll send you a ticket to the house.
It's a strip. My man hit 140 right there. It's a strip. It's a strip.
Wow.
It's a strip. Now it's Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning. I just came from seeing my mom. I had 2 kids in the backseat. Sunday morning, I'm driving back.
I want some baby.
I got you. Now pull it. Now cover that. This cop is pulling cars over, and there's never a cop there. So when I get to the stop sign, I said, "Yo, good thing you're pulling them over, cause no cop is here."
You actually kind of hollered at the cop or whatever like that.
This motherfucker pulled me. He said he looked in the back seat. Cheyenne didn't have a fucking seatbelt over her chest.
Oh my god.
She had it over her waist. And Joel only had it over his waist. I said, what? And my shit was suspended.
Man, you gotta get like Lisa. When you put those kids in the car, you need to get like
my shit was suspended. I had no business driving. Yo, he has when they have the camera on the chest now, right? They can't really.
Yeah, the POV camera.
Yo, my nigga, he ran back. He ran my license. He said, your license is so terrible. I don't even know what to do with you right now. And I was like, yo, look, whatever you do with me, I'm not even mad. I just got to write my boss's number down. And would you at least allow me to call their mom?
So you don't get the car towed.
So she could take the car. Yo, I'm even going to argue with you. Yo, he took like 5 minutes. He really did. And it was the longest 300 seconds of my life, at least recently, because I am so used to jail, as bad as it sounds. And pardon me, I'm not.
What did he ultimately do?
Nigga, he let me go. He gave me 2 tickets and let me go.
Oh, he gave you tickets though.
He gave me 2 tickets, let me go. I paid him and that's it.
Was one of them suspended license? Driving with a suspended license?
No, they were for the kids.
Oh, you're lucky then, because if you would have got you for a suspended license, you would have had to pay at least. I got pulled over one time. There was a guy that got pulled over in California, and this is in the early 2000s. Now, 2020, God knows what the fine was. I was in traffic court time in California, and the guy goes, I'm going to tell you something. One day when you drive without your license, you're going to be subject to arrest, but I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yeah, you could get arrested.
Now in California, you do get arrested.
Yeah, he could arrest me.
So, you're not even subject. There's like last year, I may or I shall. I shall means you have to do it.
No, he when you drive with no license, and you do something illegal, he's supposed to arrest you.
Yeah. He let you off with a huge break.
He let me off huge.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand.
And you know what he told me? He told me straight up. He was like, yo, you're so polite.
Well, he was also probably preoccupied with the thing before, too.
Nah, yo, it wasn't like he literally, he spent like a good 25 minutes on me
I'm surprised he devoted that much of his attention to you.
Because he didn't know what to do. I'm not a thug. I got 2 kids in the backseat. I am legitimately. I was coming back from seeing my mom. I believe it was her birthday. It was October 30th. I was legitimately coming back from seeing my mom on her birthday, and I said, "Yo, you do what you got to do. I'm not stopping you. Just, would you allow me this?" When you give somebody, like, and he was a dick, bro. His face, his everything.
But he could have been worse though.
No.
He could have been worse.
I think I disabled him a little bit. I think he just got a little bit disabled. I think at that point what do? You're gonna do this to this man? You're gonna arrest him? You know what I mean? You're gonna arrest him? He's like, and
you shouldn't even say anything to him in the first place. If you could go back in time, don't you wish you just would have went on through and not commended him?
Of course, the first thing I did when I called her, I was like, yo.
Were you surprised your shit was suspended? Was it like a clerical thing?
No, nigga. I don't even want to talk about my license.
That's fine. We don't have to talk about it. Because sometimes I've had friends that pull over like, my license is not suspended. Like, especially white people. White people, like, they get, like, white people talk to the cops a little differently. I would say white people are like, listen to me. My dad's the off-duty deputy sheriff, all right, buddy? All right?
Not over here, bro. Not over here. Look, my uncle's a sheriff. And one thing my uncle did, like, all right, I was brought up by Chinese people. One thing with Chinese people.
Oh, the respect is there.
The respect is crazy.
The respect is there.
The etiquette is crazy. The respect is crazy. Like you know,
coughing in the mic.
It's alright. You go.
It's alright.
Where I'm like to where I get like my family in the Bronx and shit like that, or like my family from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn and the Bronx. You know what I mean? In my
is that
DNA.
where you guys are originally from?
In my DNA.
Oh, but you never lived there as a kid?
No, I lived in Brooklyn for 7 years. I lived in the Bronx maybe 2 years, 3 years. I lived in. Well, I always back and forth.
Since you asked me where I lived the longest, what borough have you lived in here in the Queensboro?
And it's because like my.
Is it mostly College Point, or is there other parts of Queens?
Flushing. I lived in Flushing. I lived in Flushing, but it's majority College.
So that's what me being an outsider. I have to learn that there's a big difference. I can't just say this person's from New York. You have to put what borough.
There's what borough but I'm grateful for the fact that they were a strict family, but at the same time, I got to learn like.
Was your mom ultra strict? Your mom? I just met your mom.
My mom's too chill. My mom.
Was your mom? Was your stepdad was the disciplinarian?
My part of it. My stepdad.
Your stepdad was a disciplinarian.
You want another familiar? It was good, right?
No, yeah, I want the familiar. Give me a regular this time, right. If you may.
Your
stepfather was like your mom probably let you. Yeah, see.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah, my stepfather, he didn't let me slide with much. It was always, and you know what? I'll be honest with you, and this is one thing that I'm gonna express here, and I'll express it here, and I truly want any kid that has a stepfather, because in a sense I'm a stepfather in a sense. You know,
yeah,
like,
in a big sense.
Like in a sense I'm a stepfather, so it's like.
It's not easy.
I don't ever want a kid that is a stepchild to have fear of their step-parent. Listen, I had my stepfather since I've been 4 years old. Now, before that, I witnessed my mom get her ass whipped by a guy. Like, my earliest memories are like getting a choo-choo train, getting a scooter, and my mom getting her ass whooped. You know what I mean? I've gotten molested before when I was 4.
That's things you can remember as being a little boy.
Those are my youngest memories. Now, when my stepfather comes into play, of course, I see him as some type of, as my superhero because he's taking care of my mom. I'm going out, we're fishing, we're doing all these things, but every man has their own vices, and his vice was gambling, and he was willing to not only gamble money but gamble everything else, and he won at the end of the day, even though he hasn't, because
I'm sure he still took his licks along the way, though.
Are you kidding me? Like, God bless my sister, but he's won because he got our love. He got our love, and he's not gonna. He don't have to be alone with life. Believe you me though, I didn't have a strong presence as far as somebody to look up to.
Well, but he's probably the man that taught you how to be a man, though.
In a sense. But they both taught me how not to be one, too.
Well, I mean, but my dad's no guilty. My dad's no more guilty than
but I say dads aren't superheroes. Dads aren't superheroes, bro. Dads are regular people like us. You know what I mean? Like, they're regular people like us. There's no way you could trim it, shave it, cut it. Like,
it also depends a lot too. Like when the kid is introduced, whether it's your daughter or son, when you're introduced to step parent. Like I think it's easier for a younger kid to be introduced opposed to being like a teenager.
I thought about this today. It's funny you bring that up. I thought about this. I thought about
If you would have met your stepdad when you were a teenager, it could have been way different.
I thought about me calling him dad, bro. I thought about me calling him dad, and I won't forget why I call him dad. I won't forget when it happened. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, and you know, my father, at that time, my father and my mother were having issues. So my father, when he would come to pick me up, he would come too late. He would come extra late. You know, 2 in the morning, and my parents were, and my stepfather.
What do you mean being late? Like, come home? I thought
no,
picking you up.
My father would come late to pick me up from my mom's house. Remember, they weren't together. I was living with my stepfather and my mom.
Okay.
So he would come late. So my mom would say, no, he can't go. It's because 2 in the morning.
Yeah, because it's way. That's way excessive.
All right. So now, like, going forward, I didn't really. I asked my mom, can I call him dad? I asked my mom, like, yo, can I call him dad? And she was like, do you feel that way?
You're talking about, can I call your biological father?
No, my stepfather.
Your stepfather.
And she was like, can you feel that way? I was like, yeah. Like, and then somewhere along the line, I felt that manipulated, because now when we would get into an argument when I'm a teenager and I would respond to him, he would say, what do you say? And I'm like, what? He's like, dad. And I'm like,
yeah, well,
yo, he would take advantage of it, like, and
yeah, but that's also his way of kind of, you know, he wants to feel
but that's why I started this conversation with that. Any stepchild in the world, don't ever have fear of your step parent. Don't feel like you have to call them mom or dad because.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you should be in fear of. I'm just saying, but you should just.
I did it out of fear.
Well, we were talking about like respect before. I was like, I thought
I did it out of.
You might have just did it out of respect.
I learned what respect was. I learned what respect was and respect is because I feared often. You understand? Now I know the difference.
But your relationship with your step pops now is very solid though, right now though, right? Well, I bet it's better than me and my father's. I'll tell you that.
I mean, what you look. You know, everybody gives me like a compliment when I break down the story of like my father's, or when I break down anything a little bit. You know, they amend me a little bit because they're like, damn, okay, but how you are with them now? If I'm being absolutely honest, how I'm with them the way I choose to be, not the way they choose to be with me.
Yeah, no,
it's my choice, you know.
It's more your terms at this age too.
No, it's their terms. They're old men. You can't teach. What am I gonna? Yo, they both smoke cigarettes knowing they shouldn't.
Well,
is that enough? No, but that's enough said.
We're sitting here smoking cigarettes.
No, but we ain't 2 strokes in, guys.
Oh, really?
Come on, my dads have been through it. My dad should be.
But your mom's never had a stroke though, has she?
My mom, my regular mom. No,
yeah.
My mom's fine. My mom's fine.
Both my
moms. But we were talking about fathers. You know, fathers, dads.
Yeah,
like,
if he's 2 strokes in, that's a different story.
Come on, they should be changing up their flavors.
You never told me your father had no stroke or no 2 strokes.
My point is that I'm trying to distinguish the fact of you say how am I with them now? I am the way I want to be because I choose to. Yo, they're gonna do what they want. Man, I ain't gonna. You know, we know how things go. My stepfather's on dialysis right now. My father, my real father, I love him to death, but every time I go over there, you know,
dialysis is rough.
Nigga's on the lazy boy. He's on the but that's my point. We're going like these men. Yo, I realize as a man myself, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I realize, and maybe it's because I don't have no kids. Maybe because I don't have no kids, I haven't evolved or adjusted or figured that. But even so, maybe that's why I don't have kids, because some men that do have kids still don't adjust. Because how many men have kids and they're not around? And I'm not talking 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm talking 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Like it doesn't matter. Having a kid might not always distinguish the man. So it's like I just take their mistakes. I take who they are wholeheartedly. I take what we all been through together. I ain't gonna judge them. I'm gonna ride with them. Where if it comes down to it, we'll have these conversations. I've been having real awkward conversations with my dads lately, and
both of them.
They've been really honest, and they have like put me in my place in a sense. But I could only take what they're saying because, I guess for me, I knew it before. Like, I know that you're not going to be okay with the things that I say all the time. So this is the way you to defend yourself. I get it, but things aren't going to change if I'm seeing this still.
You still get to see them both pretty often right now?
My dad's, I see them,
at least once every couple months, at least?
No, I've seen both of them once a month each.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Last time I saw my father's 2005. Probably when I was like, ugh.
Why?
Because he's got his own set of problems too. He's alcoholic, he's a drug addict, you know. He's freaking done a lot of freaking stupid shit in his life. I'm not gonna get like a crazy complex name. I haven't seen him in 15 years.
Nah,
I invite my dad.
Pops was a monster. Pops was the beast back in the day.
I wouldn't necessarily call him the beast. Like I told you, he was a corpsman when we lived in Hawaii. That was the best job he had. He could never hold his job. He's always just fucked up. He get hungover. Freaking.
And was Pops and Mom?
Fuck off his work.
They weren't married. They didn't stay together. Was that being a Marine? Did that fuck?
No, my
up?
dad wasn't a Marine. He was in the Navy.
I'm sorry. Was that being in the military in general?
I'd actually probably, you know, that's a whole different monster. I'd probably, a lot of my dad's problems, if I had to pick one pinpoint thing with the reason why my dad's way is probably because of his mother. My grandmother.
She was bad.
She's probably one of the most manipulative people I've ever seen in any movie. She's a very manipulative person. My grandmother. If I had to pick, if you're asking me to pick one pinpoint cause what my dad is, people brought up the military too because military can change people too. You know, don't get me wrong. It's not like I haven't thought about it.
I might go too.
But he had that. He was in the military for a good 5 years. He had a decent job, but my dad did some stupid shit in the military too that cost him rankings, and he got caught cheating like on a pharmaceutical test because he was gonna be a pharmacist when he got he was gonna have this banging ass job when he got out of freaking the Navy. You know, plus you got that on your resume too. You do good at this pharmacy place you're getting, you can become something big. He got caught cheating on a test in the Navy. Not in high school, not in junior. He got caught tested in the Navy. They don't play around. You can get court-martialed for that shit. He's always fucked. He never really took the Navy serious, but it took him places that he thought he probably never got to go. And my dad wasn't a dumb person, but I just think it was my mom's my father's mother. She's a very manipulative person, and he could never hold down a job. He beat the shit out of us. My dad had 4 kids of his own. I have 5 brothers and sisters, but 4 of the 5 are from my mom and my father, and they were married for 22 years. My mom didn't leave my father until I was 18. He got worse and worse. He was just get blackout drunk. He'd be walking somewhere in public. He'd fall down, stumble, hurt himself.
Oh my God.
He'd embarrass you. He'd go to one of my football games. I had the best game of my life one time. I had a touchdown, an interception, and I returned a touchdown and punt return. He was drunk in the stands, and they almost arrested my dad, but he was there with my 2 little brothers. He brought his company pest control truck.
My stepfather worked for pest control.
You know, he brought the truck to the game, and my dad was drunk in the stands.
Wow.
And my 2 brothers were with them, and they called my mom. She was a waitress at IHOP when she was getting her college degree in her late 30s. They called my mom to come pick up the truck because they weren't going to let my dad drive that truck home. I think my dad's company ended up finding out about that, and that's how he probably lost that job. My dad wouldn't shower in the morning, wouldn't brush his teeth. He'd go to work all fucking haggard and shit like that. Like, you know, just things you don't do. If you're going to be a freaking alcoholic, I mean, we'd wake up in the morning, we'd find like these beer cans, 75%, we'd find 18 of these beers that are like, you talk about wounded soldiers, half full, 3/4 full, 1 tipped over, couple empties, you know, but a couple in the garage, couple in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
And he's drinking Natty Ice or Natty Light back then, like the worst of the worst. And so it's just you know, it's just killing them every fucking night. Just like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't drink beer. I like drinking beer, but it's got its times, it's got its places, and it's got its limitations.
But you're responsible.
Yeah.
You choose to be responsible. Like,
yeah, my dad, he just never got it, and he never got 1 DUI.
What do you mean he never got 1 DUI?
Well, my mom and dad were married for 22 years.
Okay.
He didn't get 1 DUI in those 22 years. The first 5 years, he moved back to that hick town we used to live in, Sonora, California, to go live, because that's where my grandparents were. He got 5 DUIs in 5 years, and he got drunk in publicness.
How did they give you 5 DUIs?
The 4th one, they were going to throw him in jail.
Wait, what do you mean they were going to throw him? How did they give you 5 DUIs? Did they give you your license back?
I don't know. He had to keep getting like these restricted license. I'm going to take this lighter again.
My bad. It's your lighter.
They give you. Oh yeah, thank you. They give these restricted licenses. My grandma. I'll tell you what, my grandma being manipulative. The fourth one he got. It's like what you said. How do you get that many?
Man, look at the fuck you doing.
She wrote a letter to the judge saying, basically saying all the great things my father's done in his life. He was a foreign exchange student in Germany.
Was he?
Junior high. Yeah, my dad knew how to speak German.
But your dad was genuinely the shit then of a man.
Well, for a short while, but then he lost it all because of drugs and alcohol. He just took it. He was doing meth. He smoked an abundance of weed. And I saw my dad's weed too. It was good. It wasn't all that. It was like skeet weed.
How you saw your dad's weed?
Oh, he had like a little tray, like a real rolling tray. My dad was a real oaky dude.
So you remember your pops?
Very
vividly.
I lived with him until I was 18 years old.
Oh.
I mean, my dad was very physically abusive.
He used to fuck you up?
He fucked me up a couple times. He fucked me up a lot mentally too. He just like playing sports and stuff like that. I go 2 for 4, and he thought why did you win as hard as you did?
Yeah, my stepfather too. The fuck?
He was
I
really
can't come home with a
nasty.
95.
One time I was dribbling the ball playing AAU basketball, and I crossed it between my legs. I was taking up court because I was playing point guard. I was actually a decent basketball player. I couldn't do it in high school though because basketball season is the same season as wrestling season.
Yeah.
And wrestling's just
That's your shit.
See, junior high, I was able to do both wrestling and basketball. They let you do it in high school. They make you pick one or the other during that season. And I'm like, I have to pick one. I was just way better at. But I was a really good guard, and I was taking the ball up court. I was crossing my legs. And I remember my grandfather and my dad took me across in the corner after the game. After said, and he saw me cross. Said just pushing the ball forward, just giving it to pass it to the swing man or a little bounce pass. Said me just taking it up, swinging it, here, just being like a hot dog with it. He goes, you take the ball, you move it up the court, you pass it to the next guy, your swing man, take it down the post, whatever like that. My dad, my grandfather said, I don't want to see that N-word bullshit again.
I want to see that nigga shit again.
Yeah, freaking. And I just was like, okay.
Wow. Power.
And
and that's dad.
That's how you mentally get you. But when he got his DUIs or like that, the fifth one he didn't have a choice. My grandma could have got freaking the president to write my dad a letter. And he still would have. He did some legitimate prison time. I think he did like a year and maybe 4 months.
Yeah,
a year. They gave him a decent sentence. They gave him a year and 4 months, and but by that time he's going in. He's probably like close to 50.
How old were you?
What?
When he went to jail?
Oh, by this time I'm 23, 24. I'm already grown. I'm really, and that's probably like right when he went back in when he got that 5th DUI is probably the last time I saw him. Because when I saw my dad, he did not look good. You could just see the alcohol just eating away at him.
Yep.
I could see it in his eyes. Like his eyes, instead of being like white, the sides, they'd be more of like a yellow.
Yep.
It looked like his skin was almost like blue.
Yeah.
He just wasn't the same looking dude. But it wasn't just the alcohol with him. He'd get some of that oaky meth, cooked in a trailer, whatever. My dad was a real country boy. He acted like he was. He embarrassed me. My dad would wear Daisy Dukes to parent-teacher conference.
No, he didn't.
He wore jorts, fucking Daisy Dukes.
No,
he
he
wore
didn't.
my parent-teacher contest. Because my mom could buy him a brand new bomb-ass pair of shorts. My dad would wear this fucking shit. He would look haggard. He'd always I saw my dad wear a flannel with fucking Daisy Dukes one time. He'd always wear those white New Balance shoes.
Wow.
Some white Stridites in the 80s or something like that. Freaking... oh my god, my dad had no sense of style dressing. He had no dress sense whatsoever. I did a lot of things I did in my life just to be the opposite of my father on purpose.
That's what we do though.
That's a lot. I mean, like I
try anyway.
I think the reason why I got to, when I doing martial arts as a young kid, wrestling, playing football.
That's great that you at least did all that though.
Well, but my mom and dad, they couldn't afford to pick up the tab. My grandmother, the one that the manipulative one, her and her husband pick up the tab, and they kind of treat me as like a trophy growing up.
Well,
they have my belts from all the years. They have them in their house.
Well,
but the thing is, I asked her, I go, hey, can I have those belts? Like I earned them. Just no.
But see, isn't that Look, you gotta take it with a fucking grain of salt. You know that.
No, it's not a good between us.
It's
all
not.
It's not a good relationship.
But look, no. But look what you got. Look what you got. You got a beautiful family. You know how to treat them. you're a complete man that knows how to be one.
Well, don't say complete. I'm not complete.
Well, it's not that you're perfect, but if you
Yeah.
strive for perfect, look, listen, it's not about being perfect. It's about striving to be better. It's about striving
Yeah,
for it. Do you try to do bad? Genuinely.
Try to do what?
Do you try to do bad things? Do you try to do bad?
No. I mean, I'm really playing Jane the way I live my life.
Don't that mean everything then?
Yeah, but being a father, being a husband, or just being a man in general, you even when you become 30, 35, 40, whatever, you're still not doing the right thing every day. And it's not because it's on purpose. It's because like you have a conversation with somebody, you get hostile with them, whatever like that, and then 2 days later you say, why did I talk to him like that? I treat him like a piece of shit.
You think
That's not being a good man. That's not, you're going to do things like that. I might get a really bad argument with my wife, and I might have provoked it. I mean, you might get a flip-flop thrown at you or whatever like that. Doesn't mean that your wife's an abusive person. She just freaking threw a flip-flop at you. It's better than getting hit with a frying pan. It's like, you're going to make the mistakes or whatever like that, but...
like I said,
but,
it's about trying to be a better person.
But,
it's about that next day shit. You can make the mistake, but it's about what you do the next day. Like,
I'm going to tell you something, too. Having a difference with kids. I don't know how these people have these 3, 4, or 5 kids. The difference between having one kid.
How many kids you have?
The 2, MJ and Ethan. But the difference between one, it's like, okay, there's the movie. This is 40. Paul Rudd's like, because she was having a kid, and he didn't quite know yet, or like that. So he's like, 1 kid, okay, 2, brutal. Have a 3rd kid now? Oh my God! Put a bullet to my head, and that's I gotta see that in a sense because between the difference between having the 1st and 2nd kid, it's astronomical because that 1st kid's going to school, and the 2nd kid's probably doing something else at that age. And then, my wife, she has the good job. Yeah. So she leaves early.
I mean, you have a good job as well.
No, but her job is way better. Way better. I'm not saying she's my wife is the family breadwinner in the house or like that. I can say that over like that, but I'm still working. The thing is, my wife has a 4-year degree. She got a good job that corresponds with her degree. And she's actually worked the same job for 16 years at a really good job. And she loves the people she works with. She loves her boss. And it's been a really lucrative thing for my wife. And I'm really my wife.
Well, your family. That's a champion. That's a championship for the family.
She had that job before I met her, and she's a boss at her job.
What does she do?
She's the office manager at the office that she works at. I don't want to say the company. I don't want to say the company just on the first cut, but maybe the podcast in the future to come. But she works for a specialist. Let's just say that she works for some sort of a specialist, and he's a great man, and he'll do wonders for you. I might bring it up in a future podcast. I'm not gonna say it today because my wife probably won't be watching this. But let's just say my wife works hard. And and I work hard too, but she definitely makes she has the good job, and but I do the delivery thing, and
I think it all
our money.
That's all it comes down to. Like all it comes down to is how you hold the household up and what you do in between. Listen, like I do kind of hate philosophies, and I do not that I hate them, but they're easy to live by. If you live by a philosophy. They're easy. That's why I kind of hate them because they're. It's just that simple. It's not that hard to live by a philosophy. Just live by it. Now, you're living by a philosophy, bro. You got a family.
Well, just not acting like my father is like if you try to be
that right there in itself.
That's at least it's a head start.
No, are you kidding me?
But the thing is, I'm not complete. Like I don't want to be a driver the rest of my life. There's other things I want to do besides being a driver, or whatever like that. Like I don't know. Like I like
deep sea diving, like fishing. What do you like?
Like I wouldn't mind going back to school, finishing school, and being some sort of finish because I switched my major in college from from criminal justice to communications. I always wanted to be some sort of a broadcaster or do some sort of radio where something probably most likely sports related. Because if we were talking sports,
your ESPN. Oh, you don't watch MMA though, right?
Oh yeah, I watch MMA more than boxing.
Oh, so let's watch. Yeah. Let's talk some UFC.
Listen, I told you I'm sorry for not coming Saturday. Like
that. All right. So who's winning on? Who's winning? Khabib or Ferguson?
If you ask me right now, I'd say the thing is I'm biased. I would say Khabib. because I'm biased because he's really good at wrestling.
Hey, nigga, he's 27-0, 26-0.
He takes people down.
He has no losses.
He takes people. It's not even his record. I see the way he fights. The way he
he's a mauler.
He pulls people down.
Did you see Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington?
Yeah, Cody Covington. I listen. I think about UFC. It seems like I see like every other one. Like I'll go down to my local bar that's like a couple steps from my house.
You're lucky. I don't got that.
How far is the old ARs?
Wild Wings? Wild Wings gives me the fights if I wanted to.
How far is the Wild Wings from here?
Not that far. Not that far. Like 10 blocks, 12 blocks.
How's that freaking that Mexican place I was going to talk about? Ole. How's that place?
It's a bootleg Qdoba. You ever had
really?
Qdoba?
It's not all that?
Nah, man. That shit's not all that at all. Oh, my God. Yo, look at these females. Look. Yo, look at these females. Yo, could you imagine you walking in the street, you know what I mean, and, like, you get into a back and forth, and you ain't know it was one of them?
Yeah, like if she's just wearing long sleeves and like she's surprisingly strong. Like, why'd she hurt me that bad? Yeah, I can see.
Oh my God,
yeah,
I would not want to take a hit from any of those females.
If she was wearing something like that when I was first fighting her, I'd maybe rethink it.
Yeah, I would.
Like, if she's like in street clothes, like anybody could make that mistake. What'd you say to me, bitch?
Everything comes down to cardio.
Yeah.
Cardio on the chin. Cardio on the chin. You got cardio on the chin. Learn how to fight.
Do you ever you say like you like to roll and stuff like that? One thing that gives you a good cardio is jump rope. I don't know if jump ropes.
No, I haven't. Yo, I'll be honest with you. For this 2020, I'm gonna turn my shit up. For this 2020, I'm gonna turn my shit up. I'm gonna get live with all the things that I aspire to do. Deadass. You know what it is? I'm realizing it. I said it a couple months ago. Being an artist is. It's an all-the-time job. Having an advantage is when you're a young person. Because when you live at home with mom and dad, when you have no bills to pay, you can, if mom and dad believe in you and they let you rock and go outside, and if you're actually doing something with that time, you can capitalize. 17, 18, 19, start at 16. 17, 18, 19, start developing at 12. 17, 18, 19, when you start going outside, by 21, you're able to be some sort of eye anywhere that you want to thrive, whether it be fixing cars, whether it be being an entertainer, whether it be cooking. If you want to thrive, you got to know to start that young. And good parents start their kids young at a whole bunch of things so their kids could decide when they're 14, 15, 16, this is what I want to do. And even if their kid changes, at least they're good at that. Like I've come to a point where I understand I'm a little bit older. I got bills to pay. I got responsibilities to be had. I got I have to pay attention to a lot more things around me. Not just people. People come secondhand now. Now it's things. Now it's things we gotta do.
And things come up.
So when I put my time into like doing music, when I put my time, I have to make sure that there's enough time in the day to handle everything. Like I just started writing again, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a problem because I'm sitting here with a whole piece of music together, and now I'm ready for. Now I see that I'm writing because I'm in this next stage. It's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? I accept the way that time passes, and I'm paying attention to the fact I can't give time the way I want to.
Well, that's just how it is. Especially the older you get, when you have more family around you. Like,
what?
You're gonna. Knowing me the way I know you will find a certain block of time, whether it might not be as much as you want, to carve out the time. I know you'll still continue to write and work on your music and stuff like that. But it's not going to be as much as it was when you were 22 or 23. Yeah. I know you will find the way to carve out. I know you will. Oh, yeah. But it's just like it just never seems like there's enough hours a day. You're a guy that works, a lot of hours every week, and you get a couple hours to yourself. Like, man, I really.
It's not even only that though. Like, it's not even only getting a couple hours. Like
you doing this now. Like, you just get this time away from yourself where you're not around the kids and around your lady and all that type of stuff. You kind of cherish it. Like me right now, I'd be around my kid. I miss him and everything like that. I could be at home making dinner right now, but like running around with my kids and how MJ's beating me up now, freaking really beating me up.
He's fucking you up.
Yeah, like I'm talking like you ever see that movie Ong Bak or like?
Yeah, of course.
He jumps on the bed and he comes down me double knees, Tony Jaa status on my back or on. He's hurting me. Like he fucked up my hip. My hip hasn't been this fucked up since I played softball a couple years ago.
Yo, Joel, you haven't fought Joel lately, right? You gotta fight Joel.
No, I saw Joel Mike River last time we were here.
Yo, bro.
Those kids are savages.
Joel's a monster.
They're savages.
He knows how to take. He knows how to take down. He knows how to take down. He knows the 1-2 after and the kick after. Yo, he's fat. Yo, that nigga moves. He moves.
Joel did get a little bit of weight or whatever like
He's
that.
fat.
But you know what it is? He hasn't got his growth spurt yet.
Nigga, he looks like his father. He's exactly like Shannon in a small size now.
You got. He's gonna get his growth spurt though, where he's gonna stretch out.
But that's what I said. He's Shannon now. He's gonna turn into his mom though. He's gonna turn into they're German and fucking all this extra shit. Like,
Heinz 57.
Are you kidding me? Don't be surprised if Joel's fucking 6'4".
Yeah, I think both of my kids are gonna be tall too.
Come on, don't be surprised. These kids now, like, oh man, that's why, yo, I am longing to raise my own food and have my own farm and have my own vegetables. That I'm longing for it. I'm longing for it. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that chapter in my life.
What, were you're isolated from society?
Absolutely fucking
really?
And I'll live right there, only an hour away. I'll live an hour away. But bro, I'm done. There's no reason. The way the internet is, we have the access to have it there all the time, right? There's no reason to have to be, there's no reason I shouldn't find parking.
Well, it's not just...
Okay? There's no reason I shouldn't find parking. There's no reason I have to go to 4 supermarkets to get a piece of chicken that I want to eat because they all... in Food Bazaar, the fucking chicken leg is like...
It depends on the person.
Yo, you ever seen a chicken thigh that big?
Not especially, no.
Food Bazaar has them that big.
Yeah, I mean,
come on, bro. Like,
but it's different. People like certain people like isolation more than other people. Like me, I like being around people more than like being by myself.
Yo, we're only an hour away.
I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying like I have friends who rather just be by themselves than be with other people. I mean, whenever they decide to be with people, it's on their accord when they feel like they've been isolated enough by it. I have a couple of friends and I've accepted about them. Like they don't want to hang out every time you necessarily want to hang out. They're more like hermits. They could hang out.
I say that shit all the time.
They have the ability to hang out. They have the ability to chill. They have no reason not to chill. They just want to be by themselves, and you have to respect it about that person. Like you might want this dream where you want to be more isolated from people. There's still like I wouldn't mind like living away from like the chaos and everything like that, but I would still want to have the relationships where I got to see people that I wanted to see, and I do like seeing strangers sometimes. I like Christmas.
How often do you see people you want to see? Be honest.
I mean, be honest with you, pretty often. I mean,
like you go to people's houses, you chill with them often.
Not like crazy. It's an average amount. We go do.
Once a month, you chill with somebody you know.
Yeah, probably, absolutely, with the family. Go. When you're married. Every weekend is something. It's somebody's graduation. It's somebody's christening. It's somebody's 80th birthday. We're going to Uncle Jimmy's surprise birthday in Long Island. I got a softball tournament. Jan and the kids are going to come with me at the last minute. So that means I got to bring the cooler and 16 other bags with me when we go. Freaking, it's every weekend you're doing something. And these kids haven't even started playing sports or anything like that yet. It's like you have one kid, you have a little bit of time. When you're two, you have no time. You just like it's I don't know.
So when are you gonna put that focus into you? Where are you gonna find that space, G?
It's hard because you always think like, man, I'm actually if I work this many more hours, I can have this much more amount of money.
Get a 3D printer.
What are you talking about, the 3D printer?
Get a 3D printer. Like get a 3D printer and start. You can make this out of plastic with a 3D printer. Put it that way. Get a 3D printer. It's something where you any design or thing you have in your head or you see in the streets, take a picture of it. Somebody sends it back to you so a program you put in your computer, a software, and get a 3D printer. Do something that you can stay at home and do.
No, one thing I always thought about doing is going back to school and finish out whatever credits I need to at least get to my AA and then maybe possibly get a BA in something, especially as I get older, so I can get some sort of a real job where I get you get your pension, you get a 401k, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can retire out when you're 62 or
Yeah,
65 or whatever.
I argue with, like, not that I argue, but my friends, like, my man C the other day, he was like, yo, why you ain't got a job? That's just blah blah blah. And I'm like, and I was like, yo, bro, I can't see myself working until 65 or 20. I'm like, I can't see myself like.
You don't see it till you're doing it.
And then he's like, he expresses to me, you don't know what you're missing. The fact is, you're missing something that's guaranteed. As long as you show up for work, it's guaranteed. Now, I get that part. I get that part. Maybe I have to find a job that fits my lifestyle, but for right now, I can't excel. I can absolutely excel where I'm at, and I can still have time to do what I love doing. If you're not doing what you love doing, like if you love being a dad, love raising kids, and love doing, then go ahead. Like, go ahead. You're not wasting no time. But if you love anything else, you have to do those anything else's. Like, you're not gonna be I don't feel like I would be a happy person if I wasn't doing any of this. Like, if I wasn't genuinely doing any of this, and I was just programmed to just keep doing the same routine, what's gonna happen? Me personally, Gilbert is gonna get mad. I'm not a person of a creature of nature. I am not a creature of nature. Certain habits, like coming home, smoking a cigarette, taking a shit, taking a shower, those are automatic. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Like, everything else that I'm learning has become automatic. But the other different struggles in the past, and I'm not, it's not that I'm not built for it. I'll handle it, but I ain't gotta, if I had a choice, I'd rather not. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather, who wouldn't rather a smooth road? You know what I mean?
It's...
Who wouldn't rather a smooth road? Like...
Yeah, everybody kind of gets content with what they're doing. Like, could you work more hours? Could you do this? Yeah, you feel like, you could be doing more, or maybe, like, you take a better job opportunity here and there. But at the end of the day, you're with the people you want to be around, and you're having fun in the moment, and you're doing productive things. You just... it is what it is. You think about it more as you get older and older too. Like, I'm 36, turning 37. You think about it more, and you just
fact.
You're 30. I mean, listen to me. I always talk like I'm old because sometimes I just don't feel like I do.
You feel like Yoda. You feel like a Jedi.
But I don't feel crippled or anything like that. It's
No, I said older.
I tell people too. I go, man. I just look at pictures like compared to like when I was like 29, 30, like in the best shape of my life. I look at pictures now, I feel like it's so much different. Recovers quickly. You need more sleep to kind of recuperate too. You have to watch it eat more because I'm telling you, after you turn the 3-0, keeping the weight off is a lot harder. At least in my case, maybe you won't have that problem because you maybe have a better metabolism than I do.
I mean, I just like
the first year I got married.
I sweat a lot.
I gained 25 pounds the first year I got married.
Well, they say that's when you're comfortable, that's what happens.
Trust me, we were comfortable the first year. We got married. We're eating out a lot. You're spoiling yourselves, doing this and that. You get that wedding money.
When you're comfortable, that's what happens, Joe. Like,
when
you're happy.
When I was single back home, I living with my brothers or living with a friend or something like that. There were nights I'd skip. I would skip dinner some nights because I was working at the grocery store fighting. So there were some nights I'd skip dinner. And like, how do you get in good shape? Because I only ate like a couple egg rolls yesterday. That's what I was doing. I was 20. I mean, but as I've gotten older, it's like, okay, every night, like I'm married and I have a wife, I have to come home with dinner every night or make dinner. It's like, okay, what are we having for dinner tonight? We're trying to pick something that's really fits our fancy. Like, we'll get something Mexican, we'll get Chinese or like that. We probably should cook more often. I seriously only cook one legitimate day a week myself. I cook 1 day a week. My wife will cook a day or a week there too. But other than that, I'm bringing also too. It's only really me and my wife eating. If I get takeout, it's technically cheaper than if I went and got the ingredients at the store and cooked it myself. If it's between just me and my wife. If I was cooking with four people,
technically, yeah, because
I was cooking for 4 people,
you're not cooking for enough.
If I was cooking for 4 people, opposed to getting takeout for 4 people. It'd be a lot more expensive if I got takeout.
Yeah, you're right.
But you know, cooking is
Are you a good cook?
I'm decent. I give myself a solid.
What do? You go on Google or you know how to cook?
I remember a lot of things.
Grandma, your mom.
My mom and other people too. I've seen some things like on YouTube videos like how to caramelize onions.
What's your good platter? What's your best platter?
Oh, my best? I don't know. I mean, I'm not making anything crazy.
Come on, nigga. What's your best? Like, do you put sazon, adobo? Do you hit it with the teriyaki sauce? Do you hit it with the soy sauce? Do you hit it with the garlic powder? Do you dice up your onions? Like, what up? Talk to me.
I make a good Hawaiian barbecue on the grill with the, as far as specialty type of things, I grill the pineapples, marinate that for a good 24 hours, like marinate a London broil, a couple of them.
Yeah.
But I had the main key for me, like cooking and stuff like this, I have this garlic press or this garlic thing that crushes the garlic. It's like that scene in Godfathers where you see Goodfellas when Paul Cicero's cutting the garlic in really thin slices, so it basically liquefies the pan when you're cooking it.
Yeah.
I have this thing where I put the couple bulbs that are stripped in this thing, and I spin it, and I have little slices of garlic, and I incorporate that in pastas. I won't really put garlic in tacos. I won't really mess because I'm gonna make tacos tonight. I made breakfast tacos last Tuesday. I'm on a Taco Tuesday thing lately. I made breakfast tacos last Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
I'm making regular tacos tonight. Breakfast. They'll be regular tacos. And the thing is like by the time I get home, my kids will be in bed, so me and my wife can actually eat a hot meal together.
How valuable is that time?
Oh, me and my wife, if I could enjoy a meal with my wife without the kids being around, that's essential. It's always either she gets to eat first or I get to eat first while we're entertaining the baby and MJ watches the iPad, TV or whatever like that, plays with his toys. Ethan's playing with toys, but then he wants to be picked up, and then you have to change his diaper. You have to give him prune juice, or you have to give him formula and whatever. You have to. It's very rare that we both get to eat together or whatever like that. Like,
it's hard. It's hard. You got 2 kids, nigga. Like, it's a major thing.
Like, when you get your dinner, you eat with your significant other, like, at the same time, or is it usually 2 different times? It's usually probably 2 different times.
I'll be honest, my eating habits.
When you get home, there's probably a plate there for you when you get home.
My eating habits are so bananas. My eating habits, like, sometimes I'll be lucky. Like today, I didn't eat. I haven't eaten nothing all day. Like, sometimes I'll be lucky. You know what it is? I'll be real with you. I only eat to satisfy a hunger.
Yeah, you're basically filling your belly.
I'm grateful that the food tastes good most of the time because I choose good places to eat and I get good food. But, do you really have... If I had a choice, bro, I would rather be cooking... I'd rather be cooking something for hours, right? Like elk or deer.
What's your go-to for lunch? If you have to go to lunch, what's your go-to?
Nigga, I'm a Pepsi.
Is there like a food truck?
Ask any Pepsi man. You know what the fucking Pepsi diet is?
What?
Pizza.
I was gonna say the same thing. My go-to thing is to get a slice every day. I usually get a Sicilian slice every day.
Pizza.
Me and
my driver Rob get a slice. Get Pizza Hut. Damn near every 2 days.
Is it one slice or do you usually eat 2?
Nah, nigga, pizza I eat 4. Regular slices I eat 1.
See, that's the thing is, if I'm getting it every day, I can only eat 1. I limit myself to 1. At lunch.
But you don't feel stomach problems, right? I got stomach problems. I eat like a big person, and my stomach can't stretch that big. I feel so much pain between like gases and everything. Oh, I cry like a bitch.
Speaking of stomach problems. When you text me this morning, the reason why it took me so long to freaking reply to you is because I felt like I was having cramps in my stomach, dude. I felt like I had the junkie flu without having the junk in me. I haven't freaking done a drug other than marijuana in freaking a long freaking time. And freaking, I had these freaking stomach cramps today.
You do drugs, you got the shit, it hurts.
No, I had these stomach cramps, and I felt them before in my lifetime. I don't really have stomach problems, and when that happened, I had the cramps. I felt it really bad. I still kind of feel a little bit now. I didn't take my first Pepto-Bismol until about 4 o'clock
I don't take that shit. I take Seltzer water, Alka-Seltzer.
You know what? People have been telling me about that, too. I'm going to try that.
Alka-Seltzer and Aquafina? Takes away all stomach problems.
You just put a glass, you just throw the tablet in, and obviously the carton
That's
it. Up. What is that? It just takes whatever type of gases you have or whatever like that in your stomach.
It pushes everything through. So whether they gotta
I don't know. I don't know if I have a gas problem or if it's
I got an overeating problem. That's my problem. I overeat.
You know, I found myself eating late at night a lot.
I can do that, but most part, I don't need that.
When you say you overeat, when do you spend the most of your time overeating?
Whatever is there, I'm gonna eat. If I'm hungry, like it's not even munchies. It's just sometimes like I'm skinny and like my stomach. Like if I pay attention to my stomach, I'll be hurt all the time. I had to listen not to pay attention to my stomach.
Like I go to the grocery store. Like today I went. I go every Tuesday. I was on an ice cream bar thing at night. You know, I eat 2 at night before I went to bed. Eat 2 Twix, frozen Twix, or frozen Snickers, or a drumstick or something like that. And if it's there, you're gonna eat it. And for the last couple months, I don't buy the ice cream bars, so I'm not tempted to eat at night. However, we're on a Christmas cookie thing right now. We got these butter pecan ones at
fucking
home.
you up.
Yeah, I didn't eat that many last night though. That's the whole thing. I only ate maybe 4 of them. I only ate 4 of these freaking. I'm talking about these little saucers. These.
They're so good.
But that didn't give me my stomach cramps. I doubt it. I highly doubt if it was because of that. But it's really bad cramps. Like,
are you lactose? You know
no,
they say like 40% of people
are.
are.
I don't drink milk for nothing.
Oh, I do.
I mix milk in with like if I'm cooking
cereal, eggs, nothing.
Well, if I put milk in like a splash,
baking or anything
like a splash of milk in the eggs if I'm like making scrambled eggs. I won't drink a glass of milk. I won't.
Oh, right, I do.
Since I was a kid, I eat dry cereal. I put yogurt in the cereal. I can't have milk. No chocolate milk. I'll get blisters in my mouth if I have regular milk.
Wow, I never heard that.
I can't have regular milk.
I never heard that.
I can't have regular milk.
Never heard that.
Regular milk, chocolate milk. If it's a milkshake, it can't have that much milk inside the milk in the milkshake. But any other dairy is fine. I can have cheese. I can have yogurt. I can have sour cream.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But I'm not still big on cheese either. Too like if I have tacos tonight,
you like good cheese.
I'll sprinkle a minimal amount of cheese on it.
Oh, really? I like good cheese.
I know I have some friends too who are like cheese it up.
No.
Cheese it
cheddar.
up.
Cheddar. I just like cheddar. I can do sharp, but nothing crazy.
See, if I got a sandwich, if I got like a sandwich at the deli, if you had asked me if I had to pick one cheese to put on a sandwich for the rest of my life, I'd probably say something like provolone on a sandwich. I don't know. I don't like big blocks of cheddar.
Nah. No reason for it. There's no reason for it.
If I had to pick one
I like
cheese,
the flavor and that's it. Like I'm a flavor person.
But
if I can have 100 different flavors on one sandwich, that's fine. I don't want to overpowering, like even spicy. It fucks my shit up.
Yeah, spicy too. I noticed the older, obviously, I'm not telling anybody that you eat something spicy, that's going to affect your digestive system a lot more.
Yeah, you get the shits, you fucked up, your stomach lining, you're fucking dying.
Clear the freaking, your wife and kids out of the room, freaking, like you freaking let one go, you're just like, oh my God, you know. I don't freaking know, dude. Freaking getting old, it's a bitch, bro.
Yo, with that, we out of here.
All right.
Everything is
it's
okay.
I'm
your
boy,
okay. I have fun. Good looking, Mike. Yo, have a good night, y'all.
Stop your shit, I'm the shit, just give it up. Everything is okay, even when I'm not. Time to bring it to the table.